If you freeze your lift in slow motion right as the arms start to bend, it looks like the arms are the problem, which is why the early arm bend gets blamed so often. But what you're seeing in that freeze frame moment isn't actually the first thing that went wrong, it's the last thing. The early arm bend is just the elbows flexing before the legs and the hips have finished extending. That part is obvious. But what's not obvious is why the arms actually got involved in the lift in this specific segment at all. Because the arms don't just jump in randomly. They step in when something earlier in the lift is a bit off. It's either your leg drive has faded throughout this portion of the lift, your balance and positioning is off and has shifted, or extension gets rushed or cut short. And when this happens, the bar still needs continuous upwards force and acceleration. So the body fills in the gap with the next available option, and that option is the arms, which is why an early arm bend shows up so consistently alongside timing issues and a loss of balance. So it's not necessarily a habit, but more of a response, which is why also trying to fix the arms directly rarely works. One thing that people may think is a fix is forcing the elbows straight in the pull, which just adds stiffness, delays the pull under, and more often than not, it actually pushes the bar away instead of keeping it connected and close to the body beyond extension. The goal isn't necessarily straight arms, it's continuous leg drive and patience over the bar with the shoulders. When the legs continue and finish their job, the arms stay long without effort. It's not because you necessarily force them to be this way, but because there's no reason for them to intervene. Also, for this to happen, we need to maintain shoulder positioning on top of the bar in the pull. So if the shoulders come back early, particularly in the second pull, the arms then generally have to bend in order to have the bar continuing to track under the shoulders. Now this is the sequence to lock in. Legs drive first. The bar stretches at the arms naturally as if they were ropes by keeping our lats engaged to ensure that bar stays close to the legs in the second pull. Then, once having finished leg drive, and only then, do the arms come into play as we get those elbows up, out, and pull under the bar. This is why adding in work from the power position or even the high hang position can clean this up so quickly. They remove momentum from earlier phases alongside potential positional shifts out of position and exposes whether you're actually finishing with the legs or not. And it's also why the bar can feel a little heavier even at lighter weights when that arm bend is a little too much. Not necessarily from being weak, it's because the strongest muscle in this lift, specifically in this portion being the legs, has left the chat way too early. If this reframes how you've been thinking about the early armband, this is exactly the kind of sequencing we break down in my team program, Raising Minimums Weekly. I'll leave a link in the description alongside a bunch of free stuff to help with your lifting journey.